Hey guys, it's time for more flea market madness. aka I draw weird things I find at flea markets. And you know, usually they don't disappoint.
Maybe.
So these videos were filmed some time ago. I didn't really come across anything that special, but I kind of regret not buying this absolute queen. She literally looks like the Croak's girlfriend. And I just had to quickly doodle them. Croak loves her busty girlfriend so much. I also got jump scared by this creepy furry baby. Like, I really don't know what's going on. I've also asked my friend to keep an eye out for anything interesting, and they found me another germ. So yeah, now I have two, and I just love these guys so much. The germ is from my very first flea market video. I can link the video in the description if you want to check it out. So yeah, now I just have to come up with a traumatic backstory for this one too. For some reason, I've left so many iconic things behind and felt regret right away. Like this sweetest gay couple. Like, look at his adorable little beau. He's so shy. He has flowers for him. They're on a date. I already have a full-on lore and an AO3 page ready for them. How could I leave them behind? I don't know what's wrong with me. Also, this lesbian couple. Iconic. Cheeky. I did find this weird bootleg Garfield toy that looks like it could be related to that furry baby, and I just had to have it. I have to buy all Garfield stuff I can find. I can't help myself. I also fell in love with this extremely endearing bank. Just look at him, he's just a guy. I forgot to take a picture, but the price tag literally said exhausted clock, and honestly, relatable. I didn't end up drawing him for this video, but I'll probably come up with something later. Then there was a traumatized kiwi and a whole panda family that looks like each of them is on a different drug. My absolute favorite thing at flea markets is always the sick arts and crafts. They always speak to me in this very special way. You also have to love flea market fashion. Like Balenciaga, who. This toy looked like something Sid from Toy Story would have made. I had no idea what it was or why it had Donald Duck's face on it. It was super weird, but kind of cool, and it only cost 50 cents, so I just had to grab it. I also wanted to check out this fox mask, but I was too slow with my stupid camera and someone else grabbed it first. So yeah, it was an experience. I came home with these three. As I said, I didn't draw him yet, but he can stay in the background for now with his little boob ears. Boop. I'll start with him. He's obviously a bootleg Garfield. He doesn't really look that official to me. He's also missing ears and doesn't have a tail. I think these are called huggers or clip-on plushies, and Garfield isn't the only one they've made these from. There are lots of different characters like Alf, Snoopy, Care Bears, just a tons of different characters, and I think these were pretty popular in the 80s. So yeah, I drew this guy, but I wanted to draw more than just one Garfield because there are so many different ones in all kinds of colors. I came across this bootleg Garfield on an auction site, and I really liked its colors. Most of the others are just the usual orange striped ones, and this looked so different, so I decided to draw him too. I guess they're kind of like a mix of a monkey, cat and a squirrel with Garfield's face. Just imagine if all animals had Garfield's face. It would either heal me. Okay, no, it wouldn't. It would traumatize us all. So I put them sitting in trees, and they're kind of hugging the trees or holding onto them, kind of mimicking the poses of the toys. I know the striped one doesn't have ears, but at first I couldn't decide whether to add them or not, and I ended up drawing them. I didn't add a tail. I thought it was pretty cute that he's missing his tail. Like, what happened? Was he born without one, or did he lose it in some bootleg Garfield territory war? You know, it's fucking rough out there. Who gets to sit and hug which tree? They have these long monkey-like tails that they use for climbing and can jump from branch to branch, which of course he can't do. So he's a bit slower than the others, but he doesn't let that stop him. So this species would definitely have traits from several different animals, like lemurs, raccoons and sloths. They enjoy climbing and living together in a group like lemurs. Apparently, lemurs like healthy food, but these garfmers, on the other hand, would love all things unhealthy, like human scraps. They would sometimes go through trash cans in people's backyards, like raccoons, and I think they would also be pretty lazy. They need to have garfield-like traits, after all. They spend almost their entire lives in trees, only coming down to look for food, and people would nickname them tree huggers because of the hugging position they're always in, even when they sleep. They would also always have that same sleepy expression on their faces. So I haven't really done detailed backgrounds, like outdoor backgrounds, in a while, so I thought it would be a good chance to do that, and I had so much fun drawing trees. They're one of my favorite things to draw when I do outdoor backgrounds, and I wanted the whole image to have that warm, summery Ghibli style vibe. I used more muted colors for these characters because I imagined them being deep in the forest where the sun doesn't shine directly, so the sunlight kinda filters through the branches and leaves, creating soft patches of light on their fur. I think it gives the picture such a nice, calm and cozy feeling, like you can almost imagine a hot summer day with birds singing in the background. So I decided to add a couple more characters because I felt like this needed some movement in the background, and also because these animals live in groups, so I think it was a good decision. I made one of them blue because this species can appear in all kind of colors and patterns. I mean, she is just so cute, and I mean, that one definitely is much cuter than this. I'm super happy with this. I love the composition and the summery feeling, and even though they have Garfield faces, they don't look as goofy as you might have thought at first. Or maybe I spent so much time working on it, so I just got used to them. But I hope you guys like this too. I hope you like my version of these nostalgic little toys. By the way, if you ever had these clip-on hugger plushies, let me know, because I never had one of these. Next I drew this, whatever the this is. Donald Duck's secret nephew, the one we don't talk about. Gooey. So he's got these long striped legs, some kind of a bow on his head, he's round and fluffy, and he has a Donald Duck's face. And he makes this sound. I had no real idea what to do with this, so I just started sketching to see where it goes. And it was ugly, to be honest. I wanted to make him a bit creepy looking because, well, I wasn't sure what kind of pose to give the character, so I just went with a simple standing pose. I was thinking about all kinds of scenarios and backgrounds for this, like Sid's room from Toy Story, because he definitely could belong there. But I decided to leave the background out completely and focus only on the character. I also thought of a circus theme because something about him reminds me of circus and clowns. I think it's because of the weirdness. He looks odd, he's a bit unsettling, the stripes, the bright colors, exaggerated features. So yeah, he looks a bit like a clown. And I thought maybe he belongs in a circus. That's why I first gave him coiled legs, kind of like springs, so he could bounce around with them during the show or something. But I ended up ditching them and just made them straight to stay more true to the original toy. Maybe his legs would stretch super long, kind of like Fizz from Hell of a Boss, who also has these exaggerated features and the clone characteristics. I feel like Gooey, I love how I just randomly named him Gooey, would be the type everyone in the circus kind of avoids. A bit of an outcast. So he's kind of a sad clown. He may look a bit scary, but deep down all he really wants is to give everyone a hug. The toy's hands and feet are just these ball-like shapes with no fingers or toes. So I gave him chunky baby hands and animal-like toes with claws. I wanted him to look like he was made from a bunch of random parts because that's literally what the toy looks like. That's why I decided to give him stitches on his face, as if his head had been stitched onto the body. I wasn't sure if I liked it, but I decided to leave them anyway. I also added some red to his eyes, which made him look quite evil. So now he looks like he either wants to give a hug or he's ready to come after you. Poppy playtime, but with this guy. And here he is. After making this, I got so many ideas for this character. I actually got inspired by the circus theme and this character, and I might draw more of him when I have time. There's also a bit of a mascot vibe to him, so we'll see what I come up with. Hopefully you like Gooey, the forbidden nephew. Here are both finished pieces. I hope you like my versions of these toys. Feel free to come up with backstories for these characters, anything you want, because I would love to hear your ideas. Also, if you have any name ideas for German number 2, feel free to share. This is probably my favorite series to do, so if you would like to see more, just let me know. Also, big thanks to everyone who sends me pictures on Instagram of all the weird stuff you find at flea markets that made you think of me. They're honestly hilarious and I love seeing them, so just keep sending them. Keep sending me shit. By the way, the background looks really empty right now because I've moved most of my stuff into my new workroom. I would really love to call it a studio, but it's just an old porch that's been used as a storage for mattresses, old shoes. I don't know, it looks like somebody died in there, but I love it. It's small, it's cozy, and I'm super happy about it. I just have to figure out what to do with all this empty space. I don't know, maybe I should just start filling it up with all this random shit I buy and definitely don't need. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, be sure to ring the bell. Also check out my last video where I draw Junji Ito inspired gay snails. There are still prints available, so if you're interested you can find them in my Etsy shop along with the shirts. Thank you everyone who has bought these and the prints. I appreciate it so much and I just love you guys. So thanks for watching this, stay adorable and happy holidays and happy new year. I hope you have a great time and I'll see you very soon in my next video. Bye.